Okay, so this is the last piece of a very solid session. So warm-ups included an AMRAP press up and an AMRAP kettlebell swing, bit of calf raises, a plank. Then the main body of the workout was 4 sets of 5 on the seated press. I got 40 kilos, which was okay. It was hard work, you know, no doubt about it. You know, I wasn't particularly impressed by the numbers, but the work was hard. The squat, so sandbag squat, I think it's a 43 kilo sandbag, which is the heaviest it's been so far, plus a 5 kilo weighted vest. So I got 4 sets of 5 on that. So I'm going to say that, you know, that represented some form of progress. It didn't feel terribly hard, to tell you the truth, but you know, I had my numbers set out and I thought I'll stick to them. And then next time I'll use a 10 kilo weighted vest. So you know, it's going to catch up with me, whatever. So not, you know, no worries. But yeah, I thought that was progressive. So this last piece, so is that weighted pull-ups. So I'm retaining the 5 kilo weighted vest. I've got 10 kilos on a belt, pull-up belt. So that's 15 kilos additional weight. I'm hoping for sets of 5. So let's get it done. So maybe at this point in time in the workout, sets of 5 is too much. I'm not sure. It won't be easy. I know that much. I'm looking at my chart and it's showing me that the best I've done with 15 kilos is a set of 6. So I'm hoping to get various sets of 5. So you know, the reality seems to me from this perspective, from what I'm looking at now, sets of 5 is going to be a bridge too far. I'll get what I get, and you know, we'll adapt it in the next few sessions. And right at the end, I'm going to do 1 set of grippers with my new gripper toy. Okay, so I was quite pleased with that gripper. I thought, you know, even though it's, you know, very cheap, extremely cheap, you know, I thought it would just be a bit of a toy. Something that I can stick in my pocket when I go walking and do a bit of gripper work. But it's a strong spring on it. You know, it's very powerful gripper. I reckon it's more than 300 pounds at the top end of it. Okay, so what am I going for? 5 reps, I said. Okay, hopefully I won't bang into this squat rack. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, not bad actually. I mean, not easy. Let me press the button before I forget. Okay. So at least I've got 1 set of 5. Don't know if I'll get another, to tell you the truth. As I say, I'm looking at my chart. My absolute best on this is 6 reps with 15 kilos, and you know, I've let them slip recently. I've not been doing them consistently at all. But you know, over the years, I always come back to these pull-ups. You know, in my mind, pull-ups are a star move. More so than dips, I believe. In my mind, anyway. I always find dips as sort of like dodgy, you know, hard on the shoulders. Not bad if you keep them fairly low weight. You know, I've never been more than 30 kilos on dips. But pull-ups, I find they're quite, you know, personally, I find them quite gentle on my body. You know, there's an elbow issue, and I've been struggling with this right elbow for, you know, about a year. But at this moment in time, it's not so bad. It's still there. You know, I'm not sure if any of it. You know, I think once you get past a certain age, you know, these niggles become long term. You've sort of like you've you've used up your allocated quota of usage of your joint. So obviously, if you've been a mad athlete in your youth, you know, you're giving your joints some hammer, and conceivably they've only got so much in them. You know, that might not be correct at all, but I've heard the theory, and I think it was Glassman of CrossFit. You know, he voiced that theory, and he said he wasn't sure if that was a reality or not, but he suspected that you've only got so much use in your joints. Yeah. It's probably, it's probably no hard number or there's no hard limit to it, but it's a good ball, rule of thumb, ballpark idea. If you excessively use your joints, then you're going to get some issues. So I suppose loading your elbows up with these weighted chin-ups probably has some issues to it. But okay, 4 or 5. I reckon probably 4. To tell you the truth, this is a hard ask. Yeah, 4. Okay, I'm going to take off the 5 kilos. Make sure pretty confident I'll get 5 that way. But I always have this thing with chins and dips, press ups as well, really. But you get one good set, then it rapidly fades. But that's probably because I don't do enough of them. But then again, there's that calisthenics bloke, isn't there? They call him Ian Barseagle. I think that's his name. He reckons that 2 sets is it. No more than 2 sets weighted. So he doesn't do the sort of like, a lot of the calisthenics people you see, they seem to be doing sort of like, long distance cardio using body weight moves. But this bloke, Barseagle, he advocates 2 sets. He's got a hefty muscular physique. But there's probably something in it. I always find these chins, dips, press ups. You get an impressive first set, and then it fades away rapidly. But then again, it might be because I just I need some consistency to get a good run at them, which applies to everything really. Okay, a few seconds, well, 50 seconds or so. But, 4 sets of 5, 15 kilos is a bridge too far at the end of a workout. Maybe if I did them right at the beginning I might have a chance, but not at the end. Probably not at the beginning either, really. I should get 5 with this, I think. 10 kilos. I mean, looking at my chart, the best I've done with 10 kilos is only 9 reps. Come on then. 5, come on, get 5, easy, come on. Yeah, 5. I won't say it was easy, but nor was it in extreme. Press the bar, that's it. Okay, one more set I think. So after this, I've got face pulls as a brief mobility exercise, and then I'm going to do the gripper, one set. In fact, I'll probably do it the other way around. I'll do the gripper first and then the face pulls at the end. So let's do one set of face pulls. Irritating, but probably a good idea. I do plenty of face pull aparts. So I do pull aparts every day. So I read that was a good idea, and so far my experience is no issue with it. Pull aparts every day. You know, often do sort of like 2 or 3 sets during the day. So any point, you know, sprinkle it out, you know, not consecutively. So 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 1 in the evening. Apparently it's really good for combating so like sitting and you know, stooping over, as I've noticed that I'm tending to do as I get older. So pull aparts, lots of pull aparts. Okay, a minute to go. So yeah, I think this is a great, you know, sort of like, it's a very, feels like a minimalistic sort of full body you know, tick as many boxes as possible with as, you know, as few moves as possible. Yeah, it just feels really good actually. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I like, you know, there's certain moves that I really stand out in my mind as being worth doing. And yeah, you can. You know, at one point it was, you know, the power lifts, but as I get older, I'm thinking, you know, there's too much downside to, you know, big heavy barbell lifts. Too much downside. You know, you need to think in terms of health and safety as well. You know, I'm not over egging the danger of these power lifts. I think that, you know, more than likely, you know, the reality is more than likely you're going to get away with it. Yeah, but in my mind it's like, why take a risk when you don't have to? Okay, there's plenty of good moves, hard moves like this one. Plenty of good hard moves that you can do. That more than likely you're going to walk away unscathed after a long time. Okay, so this one, I don't think I'm going to get 5, but I'll go for 4, I think. Yeah, and 4 was hard. Okay, I think that's it, isn't it? That's it on the pull-ups. Okay, I'm gonna pause my watch, and I'm gonna do a set of grippers. One set. So you can't input a set of grippers on Garmin. Probably just can't. You know, how's the watch going to detect you doing gripper work? I don't know how it detects you doing pull-ups, to tell you the truth. You know, cause your watch doesn't move very much. See if I can set this up. Okay, so I'm going to do a set of grippers on each hand. So, you know, I've got loads of these metal grippers, yeah, got on here. You can see them, yeah. They go from £100 to £300. The 300 ones on the shelf over there, I never use it, it's just too hard for me. And as soon as I got this thing, which looks like a toy, yeah, it says 5 to 100 kilos on it. Yeah, that's just rubbish. I think that is, there's no reality to that at all. Yeah, you can put it on the easiest setting, and it feels like well over £100. So where it says, I don't know if you can see it, so where it says 5 kilos to 100 kilos, you know, that's just pure fantasy. Yeah, rubbish, ignore it. But let me see where I can put it. Okay, I think that's on the easiest setting. So I've done it on the easiest, and I can get more than I think, I don't know, I'll get about 30 reps, I think. I'm gonna put it on I'm gonna just wind it on a bit, so there's no, I don't know exactly what it's at, but all I've got to do is just basically leave it where it is. So I wound it on a bit, so it's not on the easiest setting. And so as soon as I can get 30 reps with this, I'm going to tighten it up again, make it harder. So I'm only going to do one set every session. So I'm going to do one set. As soon as I get 30 reps, I'll move it along. Simple as that. Okay. But I think maybe the beauty of this thing compared to the metal one, you know, obviously, every purist out there is going to say, you know, they're going to turn their nose up at this, aren't they? They're going to, you know, they're going to say, oh, look at that plastic rubbish. But you know, I think you may be missing the point. With this, you can add very, very slight increments in tension. So you just move the knob a little bit. You know, the spring moves a little bit. You know, you could probably add about 10 pounds on or whatever. Whereas with the metal ones, you know, you're jumping from 100, 150, 200, 250. And I often find that, well, for example, the 200 pounder, you know, I can do for loads of reps. And then the 250, I'm struggling to get 3 or 4. Yeah? That's unless I do a good consistent run of gripper work. So emphasising a lot of gripper work. Then I can sort of like get a better result. But you know, the issue stands. You know, the gap between each gripper, you know, 50 pounds. You know, it just simply it's devastating. You know, so you can work up to about 30 reps, and then you go up the next gripper size, and there you are, 5. You know, it's a poor system. But I think with this, what you can do is you can incrementally increase the pressure, tiny amounts, and so you're not going to be losing, you know, 3/4 of your reps every time you move up. Anyway, I'll give it a good go. I'm only doing one set, so it's definitely an afterthought. Yeah, I'm not gripper specialising at all. Just doing the one set. Okay, and you can cry about how I do it as well. So I usually I just hold the thing with, you know, so the gripper hand and the other hand I just hold it. So the holding it is not, you know, it's not helping to close at all. It's just holding it so it, you know, it's stable. Okay, I'll have a go at this anyway. 1. That's definitely it. Okay, I'm going to take, I don't know if you can see at all, probably impossible to see it too. I don't know if you can see that at all. It's counted up, I can see it. It's 21 reps, I believe. Yeah, 21 reps. Yeah, so my thinking is, okay, we're 21. And we'll leave it now at that, where it is, so at that tension, and I'm going to use it consistently until I hit 30. and as soon as I hit 30, I'm going to tighten it up a bit, make it harder, and then I'm going to hit 30 again, and so on and so forth. Yeah, and I say the beauty of it is that you can just add tiny increments to it. Okay, let's do this one. So left hand usually not, I don't know, you know, I find with gripper it's weird that if I do quite high reps, like, you know, 20s, then the hands seem to equalize a bit, but as soon as it drops down to very, you know, low reps, like, I don't know, less than 8, then the right hand is dominant again. So it's quite a weird thing. So, you know, the different rep ranges affect you know, the disparity between the hands, let's say, if that makes sense. Okay, so have I got on 0? Yep. So I am going to trust the counter, and I think it's very accurate. That's it. I think that was equal, yeah, 21 again. Definitely, I don't know if you can see it. So, as I said before, you know, I wasn't put on a, there's no circus there, that was a genuine effort. I tried to close it for 22 and it wasn't there. But that's 21 reps on each hand. So yeah, I find that if I do relatively high reps, the hands seem to equalise. As soon as I go to low reps, there's a difference. But okay, so no, I don't have to touch that now. So in fact, what I'm going to do, I'll get a little bit of paper. Okay, so I'll write on it. Okay, I've got a pen that works as usual. Let's try this one. So, right 21, left 21. Okay, I'll keep that, so it's not recording on my Garmin at all, and I'll just leave that there. So next time I'll know what to do. 22 at least. Yeah, so I don't have to touch it, I don't have to reset it, I don't have to tighten the spring. I just have to progress that to 30 reps. Once I get 30, I'll give it a little turn and then do it again, 30 again, so on and so forth. Yeah, that should work for a long while. Okay, it's only one set anyway, so you know, nothing to lose. Right, that's it. I'm going to do some face pulls. That's your lot. Very good. As I said, I thought that was a great session. I really enjoyed it. Basically, seated press, sandbag squats, and weighted pull-ups. Solid stuff. Okay, bye.